I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Wednesday, July the 1st. As the Cubs invade Citi Field this week, a 1-0 victory for Chicago over New York last night. You watch these two teams and it is very, very easy to see the talent on both sides. Of course, they do it in different ways. Two of the up-and-coming teams in the National League. The Cubs with all their bats, the Mets with all their arms. And as you watch the game last night, even though it wasn't indicative of the best pitchers on each team, wasn't indicative of the stars that might be here or be part of this over the next few years, but you could see it. You could see when you watch Chris Bryant step to the plate. You could see it when you watch Anthony Rizzo, Addison Russell. The Cubs are loaded and have a great manager in Joe Maddon to guide a young team back to the top at Chicago for the first time in a long time. We know about the Mets pitching. We know about the staff they've assembled here with Steven Matz coming up on Sunday. Noah Syndergaard making his debut this year. Of course, Harvey, DeGrom, hopefully a Zach Wheeler coming back off of Tommy John surgery next year. So the Mets have all the arms. The Cubs have all the bats. And as you look forward around the National League, you know the Nationals are going to be good for a while. You know the St. Louis Cardinals year in, year out are going to be there. And it seems with the pedigree that both the Dodgers, with their smarts and their money, and the Giants, with just the way they go about their business and how they just have a winning culture out there in San Francisco, it's tough to crack in to the National League playoff picture. It is not easy to be an upstart team like the Mets or the Cubs and crack that code there. And even the Pirates now, who've become a very analytical, very smart baseball team, along with some stars, they built that team around McCutchen and Garrett Cole. They're going to be around for a while. So it won't be easy for any team to just crack in and become a major fixture in the National League postseason, whether it be this year or in the near future. But the Mets and Cubs are the two teams around the National League that have the best chance to crack that code, to be perennial contenders along with Washington, along with St. Louis, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. The two next teams in the NL played at Citi Field last night, and they will continue to play this week. And I can foresee, and you should be able to foresee too, future October matchups between the Mets and the Cubs. Now, if things go wrong, pitchers get hurt, position players don't pan out, these teams continue to be mediocre to losing teams the way they've been now for years and years. But with the front offices they have in place, with the talent they have in place, I am very, very confident the Chicago Cubs are going to be back in October very soon, if not this year. And with the Mets, with the pitching they have from 2016 to 2018, even if it's not this year, the Mets are about to embark on a 3-year run where they could have the best and most dominant starting pitching in all of baseball. So you can look and it's fun to compare and contrast how the Cubs have rebuilt their organization through the bats, how the Mets have rebuilt theirs through the arms. And eventually we'll get to see it play out not just in July, not just on the field during the regular season, because I think at some point here, you'll get to see the clash of ideas, the clash of theories on how to build the baseball team for the long term, clash in a short series, clash in October. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports.